I'm sorry, but if you're black, you're not country. I don't care. Like, and I wish I meant that in the nicest way. But, like, babe, I know you were raised in the country, or your grandparents were, I guess, your great granny and grandpas, but they was picking, okay? They wasn't planting. Just keep that in mind. They wasn't making money. They was getting sold for money. You ain't country. Boots and a motherfucking jeans and a cutoff to a frat party. Huh? No.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Very interesting, guys. Now, this young lady, her name is Asa Blanton. You know how the internet does. They do their research. They find people out fairly quickly. And she's a nursing student, if I'm not mistaken, from Indiana State University. Now, y'all know Indiana has a history of being one of the most racist states. We think about the South, but Indiana being the Midwest, one of the most racist states overall. And I think that's where the KKK, I know there's some origins as far as the KKK being up there in Indiana. But country, she made this video in response to Beyonce. And there's been a surge of black artists making country music and collecting that bag at the end of the day. And just like rock and roll, a lot of people tend to say that this genre of music, country music and rock and roll, is synonymous with white folks, when the origins are definitely black. And I don't know how old she is. She's probably early 20s. She looks like she's in her 40s. But for her to say this is rather weird. Nah, the origins of most music overall is from black folks. Bottom line, when it comes to music, black folks got music in a chokehold. No matter what the genre is, or popular genres, pop music, if you will. If you want to consider rap under the umbrella of pop music, but R&B, everything overall is pretty much dominated by black folks when it comes to music. And country music originated with black folks, and she's saying the whole plantation. It's funny you saying this about your people were sold, because that's one of those conversations that racists used in terms of your people were slaves, your people were sold, we were free. Wouldn't it be funny if she is actually just like some European or first generation here in the States that's German or something like that? That name Blanton, whatever you want to call it, if it's Irish or whatever. But it's funny a lot of people say some stuff like this. You get that upset because Beyonce decided to drop a country theme album, right? And for those of you who don't know, Beyonce dropped this album, and I'm not too familiar with it. I'm just going off my research because I'm not a big fan of Beyonce at the end of the day. Cowboy Carter on March 29th, where she had several folks featured on there. But country music originated, and you can say during the times of slavery, from black folks who were enslaved, with the banjo and the harmonica, which the banjo is an African instrument. And it started out with that, and it gradually evolved, even in the 1920s, when you first started laying it on wax or record, if you will. And quickly, obviously, over time, just like rock and roll became dominated by white folks, and black folks just stepped away. But you've had several popular acts and artists like Ray Charles, you got Darius Rucker, Bobby Womack, Candy Staton, countless folks who've dabbled in country music. You're not country because you didn't make any money. So this young lady, obviously they identified her, and I think there was another artist who talked about, which if I haven't played the video yet, I'll play it now.
They've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree, yeah. Right? So that's what's going on here. Shania and the other folks you talked about, what they did is they were in country music and they went out. You know, and that's one thing. But people coming into country music have because I know a little something about country music, and they see.
But the Indiana State University responded to inquiries about this student, Asa Blanton. And here was their response. Indiana State University community, we want to provide further emphasis on the commitment of Indiana State University to promote a supportive environment for all our students upon learning that a racist video from an Indiana State University student was posted online. We immediately worked with the Vice President of Student Affairs to identify the student, communicate directly with student leaders, and strategize how to prioritize student well-being and safety. Racism, hate speech, and discrimination of any kind is deplorable and an indirect contradiction of Indiana State's mission, vision, and values. The students' comments in the video in no way represent the ideals and goals of Indiana State University. We are appalled by the sentiments expressed in the video and condemn those comments in the strongest terms. This video impacts the entire campus community, but it definitely affects students from the marginalized groups. Make no mistake, we hear you, we see you, we support you. We have been and will continue to work for you. We are aware of the rampant misinformation spreading online. It is crucial to emphasize that under federal law, the privacy of students' due process and actions taken by the university and its employees cannot be shared. As a state-funded institution, we operate and respond within the guidelines established by state and federal law. As the semester ends, please know that your well-being and academic success as a state are of the utmost importance to us. Sincerely, Deborah J. Curtis, President in the Indiana State University. So I want to raise a quick concern, and I think we all can agree on this, and I'm not going to say the group, but I think you guys know the group or the demographic or ethnic group that I'm talking about. If she said this about this certain group of people, the group of people I'm referring to, obviously you can't say anything about because you will be canceled immediately. Several other folks have said something about this group in particular and they've lost jobs, positions. If she would have said something about that group, trust and believe she would have gotten kicked out of this university. But black folks, you can say whatever you want about black folks without any repercussions or anything. It's not a big deal. She's saying that shows her bigotry. That shows things. It's people, when I think about racism, right? And a lot of my videos, I talk about racism because it's so stupid. Racism is just dumb in itself. You can't take the individualistic approach. You lump people all into this thing and you hate people or dislike people or you want to be a bigot because you were raised that way and you don't have a sovereign will, a sovereign mind to think for yourself because you were taught that a certain group of people is just this, that, and the third. They're terrible. They're this, they're the lowest. But I don't think people actually look in the mirror or look at certain things and realize, hey, this is what these people did. This is what these people did. You're just looking at it based upon what your parents are saying. You don't have to be responsible for everything in this world. Your ancestors don't have to be responsible. Everybody contributed to things in this world. People just need to come to terms with that. And that's fine. If you didn't create country music, that's fine. It's nothing to be angry and upset about. If somebody starts doing it, that's fine. If they do it better than you, that's cool. That's how the world is. Some people do things better than others. And what I mean by better, you can say that's subjective in terms of music, but I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation and the whole Beyonce thing and the country music situation. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings in abundance. Stick around for the next videos that are going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. Listen, this is wisdom. Let's run it up to 200,000. Quit playing with me. Peace.